This is The Confessional, the debut graphic novel by Page Hender, published by Silver Sprocket earlier this year in 2025. I saw that Page Hender was a special guest at SPX, and they showed this cover, and I thought this cover was so interesting that I was able to find this book at my local library, and I checked it out, and I started reading it this afternoon, and I really couldn't put it down until I finished it early this evening. This is an excellent graphic novel that is a debut graphic novel, is even, to me, more astounding and more impressive. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit and just my thoughts on it. And hopefully maybe it intrigues you to either go to your library or to buy the book. The book is a nice physical object. It's a nice hardcover. It's about 8 by 7. It's not quite a square. Feels good in the hand. It's bigger than a typical manga book. This cover is just really gorgeous. Parts of it are reflective, as you can maybe see here in the video, moving it around. It's a really eye-catching cover. A great cover is so important, but it seems like a lot of cartoonists and a lot of comic book artists in general don't know how to make a really eye-catching, interesting cover. This sticks out. These are the end papers. This makes total sense once you've read the book, not just a random pattern. And the story is set in the early 1920s in New Orleans. It centers around Carla, who is 22 years old and has been a vampire for a year, and she lives in a coven with other vampires. But Carla goes through a lot of guilt because she doesn't necessarily like being an undead being. She feels guilt at drinking human blood. She's looking for redemption, looking for salvation for her soul. She's got a lot of conflicting emotions. She's also a young adult, so she also has that in addition to the part about being a vampire. The story has a wide cast of characters. The dialogue is good. Each character is written well. There's not a lot of talking when it's not necessary. There's a lot of panels like this that there's no words, but it conveys what's going on. Just a really good use of storytelling in this book, and a great use of color. You'll see a lot of these pinks and lighter blues used throughout the book, and a lot of times silhouettes, just to kind of like change it up a bit, but it conveys what's going on. They're going up the stairs, but you don't have to draw everything. Just the silhouettes itself work really well. Color, again, is used to convey an emotional state when Carla's having a memory, something that happened in her past. So that is another great use of color here. Here also, where all these thoughts are going through her head, and you have the red and white around her head, just kind of conveying all this mental anguish she's going through. She goes to church regularly, and she comes in contact with the father that's there. And the father finds out her secret, and then he says he can help her find salvation. But what you find out is that he has other motives, and he's not as altruistic as he seems, without giving so much away. Just wanted to show a few pages of art here without giving away too much. Just this whole sequence here of 2 pages where there's literally 3 words, and that's all you need. And I'm a big believer that when a cartoonist or any kind of artist can have wordless pages and convey the meaning and what's going on with the story, that's a sign of real talent. Because really the words are there to help bridge the gap, but the storytelling is the most important part. I thought this sequence is great use of reds. And here you see the bright reds, and her eyes are red when she's in full vampire form. And then they go back to white when she encounters the father. Here's a scene. This is Fat Tuesday, I believe, in New Orleans. And you just look at all this detail and all these people and all this stuff that's going on in this parade. She doesn't do this all the time, but she does these kinds of drawings for impact. when it's necessary. This is a thing where like, okay, we can have quiet moments look like this, busy moments look like this, action moments look like this. Again, a lot of smart choices for someone in their first graphic novel. Again, sorry for any potential spoilers, but I want to just kind of show the art style that she can have. This is her in full vampire form when she looks like a bat. So again, you have these bright colors and these images when it's appropriate. Just a really great use of color and setting up different types of panels and different types. Some drawings are more detailed, some are less detailed. Just a lot of smart choices. I mean, that's what I really liked about this book. This book, story-wise, does not only deal about, it's not like your standard vampire story. It deals with the concepts of trying to find salvation, trying to figure your place in the world, corruption, misogyny, gaslighting, how important a support group is, what happens when you're separated from that support group. Just so many interesting concepts that are not explicitly talked about, but in the story they're brought up. Just really subtle and smart writing choices in this book. So I just wanted to say that. I don't want to show any more. I think this is an excellent book. This is already, I know this is going to be one of my favorite books of 2025. I would recommend that if you like horror, you like vampires, you like period pieces, the early 1920s, any combination thereof, or you just like a really great graphic novel, this is it. I always feel like I read a lot of great books, but some books just hit you and you're like, wow, this is just fantastic. And that's the way I feel about this book. So if you're in the bookstore, comic book shop, and you see this, pick it up, go through it. I think you'll really dig it. If you like spooky, nuanced horror, this is the book for you. Thanks.